Friday the 13th. Wow, I just realized that. Holy bad luck. It is Friday the 13th. Qs, where are we in the pre-market? We're up 0.73%. So it's at $530 per share. You know, you probably wish you would have bought at 508. You probably wish you would have bought here at 426 in April. Maybe you wish that you bought here in August at 446. Maybe you wish that. This is my 4-hour algorithm, okay? Provides me some tools in order to buy stuff. If you want, you can get it for 75% off. Now, here's the thing. You go to my link tree, linktr.ee/dailystockpick. It's the top link, the holiday sale. You'll save 75%. And you'll see 3 tiers here. Okay, the standard tier is great. You're saving, what, about 15%? If it wasn't a sale, I would say, hey, the standard tier is perfectly fine for most people. But for $4 more, you might want to think about the enhanced tier. Now, this gets you the AI strategy lab. It gets you one free one-on-one training session. It gets you a lot more. And for $4 a month, I'd absolutely suggest saving 50% over 15% and only $4 more per month. Get the enhanced. It's worth it. And if you want to, roll back after the first year, back to the standard, you absolutely can. But I would urge people that the advanced tier at this price, 75% off. Okay? For what? $10 more per month than standard? $6 more per month than enhanced? And here's the difference. You get a lot more with this. But the key difference is right here, unlimited one-on-one training from product experts. So essentially, you could do a training on technicals once per week for the next 52 weeks. You could do once per day for the next 365 days. You can do training with a product expert. It's that good. Buy a plan today, save on your first invoice, only 2 more days. I will bring that up. Again, you can see right here the entries on the 4-hour algorithm. If we want to go to SPY or VOO, you can do it on SPY and VOO as well. Don't you wish you got in here at 542? You're trading at 557 right now. Don't you wish you would have gotten in here at 464? Again, these are tools to be able to take emotion out of your trading and to be able to look at a chart and say, hey, I don't know anything about this chart. I'm going to learn about it over the next 52 weeks. But until that time, I have a trained model that will tell me exactly what to do. And what's the one-on-one training going to teach you? It can teach you about how to use the market scanner. They can teach you about what's this happening now. SPY versus QQQ sweeps. All of these tools down here at the bottom. Okay, the stock market map. You can do bubble maps. You can do all of that. You can create your own indicator if you want. And one of the big ones is AI training models. So you don't know anything about stuff. Put in a stock symbol, train it on a previous candlestick pattern. It will go in there and develop a strategy for you, and it will tell you what the strategy actually works. You can go to Trendspider's YouTube page and watch Jason trade one with Tesla and actually build one. So even if you don't know anything, you can build it. That's what Trendspider brings you. So the Black Friday sale is absolutely on. Now let's talk about Wolf. Wolf is going to have, I'm on Spaces every now and then on Twitter. And these guys at Wolf are just fantastic. They secured Cathie Woods December 17th. So it's the date that actually, Trendspider's deal is done with. But at 4:30 Eastern, 4:30 Eastern on December 17th, they will be interviewing Cathie Woods. I actually find her captivating. She is so intelligent. Whether you believe in her strategy or not, she is incredibly well-versed and great to listen to. So they're going to have her on there. Please, these guys are nice enough to have me on their Spaces all the time. I want you to tune in for that one. And just comment down there. I'll be tuning in for Gary. Go to don't comment on mine. Comment on theirs. They only have 54 comments. But load them up with, hey, I'm tuning into this because Gary told me to. Do me a favor. Just do that. Do that. If you listen to this, one thing you can pay me back for this weekend is go comment on this Twitter and just say, hey, I'm going to tune in because of Gary from Daily Stock Picks. Do that. I know you guys, I've been taking some heat. selling my MicroStrategy and MSTX before Thanksgiving. And some people may have said that I was paper hands, not diamond hands. Well, one of the founding members in the newsletter, he's sending me this, diamond hands. He said, hey, you deserve this for Christmas. I made a lot of money off of you. I appreciate it. Diamond hands. This is what I will be drinking my coffee out of every morning. So you know what? All the haters, suck it. Suck it. And by the way, before you start to think that financial advisors know financial advisors are for poor people. Why? Fartcoin's market cap is now greater than 38% of all American publicly traded companies. 38%. Fartcoin. You know, there are landscapers now who are driving around in Maseratis because they invested in Fartcoin. Do I know what I'm talking about? Probably not. You know, go and invest in Fartcoin. Now, as far as the market goes, here's the thing. We're going to talk about the biggest movers because the biggest movers are all tied to earnings. But what I want to do first is I want to look at the VIX and if Seeking Alpha is going to cooperate with me. Yeah. So we're at 13. Okay. What was the day range yesterday? We got to about 13. We're in the 13 range. Again, I think that's too low. Too low. I think we start to see some volatility. Yes, the market is going into a little bit. We're going to go look at the fear and greed index for CNN. It's neutral. Now, I don't think that if this dips into fear, you're going to start buying. But when we look at the charts of VOO, and I'm going to look at QQQ because I like being tied to the NASDAQ in particular. You can see the MACD is rising. It's just, there's the signal line in the MACD, and the RSI is in no man's land at 63. I don't know where it's going. But when you look at the actual chart, we have confirmation. The Bollinger Bands are not tight, but they're a little bit expanded. We're above that 9-day. We have confirmation, the 50 days moving positive, 200 days moving positive. When we go a little bit more long-term, it looks a little stretched. But I will tell you this. The multiple of the S&P is high, which seems frothy, but we're in a bull market until it's not. When I say indexes like VOO and IWM as well as good, again, any market that has a dip, you want to buy in this. And the reason I say you want to buy, and you don't want to go balls deep on the first one, stick the tip in. Just stick the tip in. That's all you're going to do. If you want to invest $1,000 into VOO or QQQ today, buy $100 worth of it. Even if it goes down $100, if it goes down by 1%, that's $1. You're losing $1, and 1% is a big move in a market. So that's the key. Is when I say buy the dip, go and buy it in a stable fashion. QQQ will rebalance today, in fact. And it's rumored that SMCI is going to get pulled out and Palantir might get put in. MicroStrategy might get put in as well. Just know, historically, we're going into the best 2-week period of the year since 1928. If you go back to 1928, these are the best 2 weeks. Again, we only have 2 weeks left in this year. Followed by the best 2-week period since 1929, the first 2 weeks in January. Okay, these are very good. If we just go back, let's look at seasonality, and we're going to go to week of the year. And we're going to go back. Let's just go back to 2000. We're going to go, this goes back to 2005. That was when the Q started. Look, look at the next 2 weeks. Look at the next 2 weeks. We're good. And then look at the first 2 weeks. So these are positive days. You're in a bull market until you're not. And does that mean that you sell after those first 2 weeks in January? No. But when you look at the biggest movers of today, it's Restoration Hardware. It's Broadcom. Okay? Those are two earnings shares. The losers, Repair Therapeutics plunged 38% after the company announced phase 1 results. Again, it's biopharma. And then shares of Bitcoin miner CleanSpark after announced plans to $550 million in convertible C, basically diluting. So again, when you're looking at gainers, we're looking at probably some earnings. So understand that's exactly what's happening. Now, It was rumored yesterday Trump advisors are said to explore consolidating or eliminating bank regulators. This sounds great because the banks are trading at very low multiples and they could go higher if there's less regulation. The problem that I have with this, and it's just, it sounds great, but just understand 2007, 2008 banking crisis, the housing crisis was caused by a lack of banking regulations. It's not like the banks can control themselves. Nobody went to jail. Everybody lost 50% of their freaking portfolio. Everybody lost a ton of money and nobody was held accountable. And it's because the banking regulators didn't crack down and people were selling mortgages to people and then bottling them up in these derivatives. And then go and watch some movies. Go and watch The Big Short. Go and watch some of some of the big movies that were made about it. The Big Short is one of the best ones. And if you watch something this weekend and you read this headline, go and watch The Big Short, because that tells you exactly what these bankers were doing. When Michael Burry walked in and said, "Yeah, I want to buy some hedges," and then Morgan Stanley or Goldman Sachs was like, "Yeah, we don't know that. You want to throw away billions of dollars?" Yeah, and he's like, "Yeah, I want to bet on it." It took him 2 years to figure it out. But again, everything came crashing down. So I'm a little bit skeptical of this, but it would push the banks higher until it doesn't. So be a little bit careful about that. Morgan Stanley named Apple their top pick for next year. And if you haven't done it, upgrade your iOS to 18.2. If you're on 15 or 14 or lower, it doesn't do much. I'm on a 13 Pro still. I probably will get the 16. I do have Playground on my MacBook. I don't have it on the iPad because the iPad still is one of those A chips, I think, not the M chip. But I will have it on my Mac Mini, and I'll probably get the new iPhone, to be honest with you, at some point in time over the next month or two. I have heard really good things about it. In fact, a bunch of friends have been sending me images of myself off of the Playground Simple Photo Generator. This, again, one of the reasons that they said they're citing the intelligence and receive the Apple Intelligence integration. Apple ticks up as Citi sees iOS 18.2 launch in line with expectations. If you haven't upgraded your device, upgrade it. If you've got an Android, get off the get into the ecosystem. But I've been receiving pictures from Playground. If you don't know, Playground is their photo application, and it's good. It's on device. And I think that's going to drive Apple higher. When you look at Apple, let's see if Seeking Alpha will do it. Wall Street's estimates, I think it's 248, 250, somewhere in that neighborhood. Wall Street thinks that it's going to be that high. So we're trading right at 249. It is at all-time highs. That's going to be a little bit difficult for it to get over. 245 is the average price target. And now, sorry. There's a lot going on here. But Apple, I think I'm still holding it. I'm looking for a time to sell. This may be a time to sell. We're trading at 249. It very well may be a time for me to sell and trim a little bit. Now, Uber Technologies is named a top pick for Goldman Sachs in 2025. We know what Uber's been doing. If we go and look at the chart of Uber, it is not good. We're in weakness and we've fallen down. This was an $80 stock on October 16th. October 16th. If you go and look at a weekly chart of this, you can clearly see this 2021 high and then it falling 67%, and that was an opportunity. Now you're just in this range. Now, that previous all-time high at 61 is providing some support, but they are saying this is the next big mover for the next year. I kind of believe it. I mean, the risk-reward balance is among the most attractive heading into 2025. From a stock selection standpoint, we see the most compelling risk-reward in companies that have lagged a robust market environment, and Uber is one. They are a good company with good products, with good management, and good profits. And so this company, when it's traded under its 50-day, you can see it's only in its history dipped down below that 50-day one time. The 50-day is still turning. It's still positive. The 200-day is still positive on this. So I do believe that this provides a good range. Now, does that mean that, hey, Tesla is going to come down? I don't know. Tesla is what it is. It's its own beast. And it's still holding over that high of 414. I think this is now support. But if they're naming it the top pick for 2025, again, don't trust a douche on the internet, but I think it's a good one. Now, what happened yesterday with earnings? Restoration Hardware soars after saying it defied the worst housing market in 30 years. And they additionally said that they will not be subject to a lot of the tariffs that Trump is proposing. They've moved out of China almost completely. They've moved a lot to Mexico and other places. And this is a stock. When we go and look at this chart, it is up 16% in today's market. Now, is this one that I'm investing in? No, I'm not into the bougie stuff. This is not where I shop. I go down to Buckhead, their Restoration Hardware headquarters, if you didn't know, are in Buckhead in Atlanta. And it is a phenomenal building. And you can just park and walk through it. It is great. It is one of my enjoyments that I go over there every now and then. And I just walk around. I don't look to buy things at this store. I don't look to design stuff with this store. This is way too bougie for me. But look at this stock chart when you look at it. Look at how it's just right around this 200-day. And now it's taking off. So now you've got that 200-day at 378 support level, and your MACD isn't extended. Your RSI right now is extended at 70. But you can see that green line right there. Look at that support level at 270. Don't you wish you would have bought there? Now, the 4-hour algorithm, it doesn't work great. And the reason it doesn't work great is because this was just a sideways trade for a very long time. Now that you've got this gap up there, maybe this is a positive move up. And Costco, which is in the core portfolio. This is one that I've owned and I've wanted to own again. This one's down 1%. Mixed for first quarter results. There was a tax benefit and a hike in membership fees. We all know that stock pumped from like $850 to $1,000 based on those membership fees and the whole thing. They said that members are being selective with their purchases. This may be the sign that maybe the economy is a bit stretched. Maybe if tariffs are implemented, maybe we do get a resurgence of inflation. There are some issues in the economy. And yes, like we said, the S&P is stretched as far as the multiple. But you're in a bull market until you're not. And if we just look at this stock chart right here, and I will show you a weekly of this one. Would you want to bet against that company? No. Even though it's super expensive, even though the MACD is way up there, even though the RSI is in overbought territory, I don't want to bet against it. But I do want to look for opportunities in a good business with good products, which is the membership, with good management and good profits. And that's what Costco has. Yes, it's expensive, but Costco has that. Now, let's talk about one of the ones that I think is the catalyst for the next leg. And this is Broadcom. And they killed it on earnings, by the way. We're going to go into a little bit more detail on the charts. But they killed it on earnings. And Gene Munster puts it perfectly here. And Kelly Evans' reaction, which is the first comment down there, is perfect. Broadcom reveals that 3 hyperscalers are planning to deploy 1 million XPU clusters across a single fabric by 2027. I have no idea what this means, but I do know the second part of this. It represents $60 to $90 billion in opportunity for 2027 alone. 60 to 90 billion in opportunity in just that alone. And again, Scheib put out, these guys killed it. There is also a line of sight into additional hyperscalers, which could significantly expand the total addressable market. Remember, Broadcom does custom chips. NVIDIA does their own chips. Broadcom does custom chips. So when Google is talking about doing their own chips, it's Broadcom. It's ARM. When Apple is talking about doing their own chips, they're doing it with a Broadcom and they're doing it with an ARM. Again, Kelly Evans' reaction, goodness. Broadcom soars as Wall Street sees the possibilities of custom AI revenue ramp. This is Apple. This is Apple. This was up. This is up 20% in pre-market. Yes, I own this. I went over this yesterday. That I think this is a great, great value. I was scared about earnings. I'm not scared anymore. So they upped their guidance by $90 billion. $90 billion. That's huge. And when we go and look at this, is not in the core portfolio. This is one of the ones that I own on my own. And when did I buy it? I bought it in March of this year. And I've even said it's in my brokerage account, so I want to hold it until it's long-term capital gains. That's how much I believe in it. Why do I believe in it? Look at the weekly chart. It's like Costco. You don't want to bet against this one. And we're in an AI market. So I believed in this one. I took the trade at about 130. I think it was, March. It was trading at it was trading at 130. So I bought about 130. And you can see how it traded sideways. You know, this is March right here. I didn't make money for what? Couple months. And then I just held on to it. Now, buying and holding. Again, with it coming, it's expensive. It is very expensive. We can go over to FinViz and I'll look, since Seeking Alpha isn't doing great for me. But you can see the PE is 157. The forward PE with the growth is down to 24. The average price target, 215. You're trading there today. You're trading at, 219. 219 today. But you're going to see a bunch. TD Cowen raised their price target to 240. You can see in October, they raised their price target to 220. There are other price target raises. So I do think that this one, you can see nobody's buying this one. Everybody's selling at like 180, and they are selling in big lots. Look at those value dollars right there. That is big, big lots. But this, for these people, it's just putting a pool in their backyard. That's all they're doing. I mean, the house in France may need a little koi pond, and that's what these people are doing for $3 million. So I wouldn't worry about it. Is the value a bit stretched? Yes. Do you want to buy it today? No. I would say no. The valuation is a problem. But for me, I would probably just take a look at this valuation right here. I think the PE is going to be updated. Let's see if the virtual analyst report comes up. No, F and A. God, Seeking Alpha, come on. See, it's stuck. It's stuck on probably an ad coming out. Okay. See, now a dog needs to come in. So, it is what it is. This has been a shit show of a show. I hope you guys are still tuned in after this one. But Broadcom, for me, it's a hold. And I'm holding it until actually March so that it gets along. I am not afraid of just holding this one. If I see any dip back on this, you know, the 4-hour algorithm on this, it makes you 62%. Buying and holding makes you 245%. Why? Because it trades sideways a lot of the time. It trades sideways. Look at that. It's not one of these super, super high flyers unless you look at a weekly chart. And then it just looks straight up. But it's expensive. But I don't mind it being expensive. Again, I want to hold it till March long term. That's a plan. That's the strategy. And so when I've talked about it this week, find a stock, find a strategy that works. And if it doesn't work, you change. Like Uber isn't working for me right now. But with that top stock pick for the next year, maybe it does work. And I've set myself at 60. I will cut it loose and I will look to buy into it again. But if it hits below 60 between now and the end of the year, I will look to buy it in again. So I like this. They report, again, Broadcom reported a 220% year over year increase. And the AI cycle is real. Now let's talk about some scans. MSTX. Okay, we get an entry here at 108. You're trading at 102. Do you want to buy it on a Friday? This is a double leveraged ETF. I don't think I want to buy it on a Friday. But you know what else got an entry? MSTR right there at 403. What are you trading at? 403. You know, there's some type of split going on, I guess, next week. On this one, it's going to go back to like $40 instead of $400. So it's a 10 for 1, it says. I don't know if that's actually happening, but I trust Trendspider knows something. But Shark Ninja, EQT, Visa, Mondelez, FedEx. There's another, by the way, AAPD. This is a leveraged DTF on the downside for Apple. This is a daily bear one-time share. They got an entry for $15.55. Do I want to invest in this one? Look at that. Upper left to bottom right. I don't want to bet against Apple. I don't want to bet against Apple. In fact, Apple's up 0.5% today. So just looking at the core portfolio, cost goes back over 1,000. The earnings weren't that horrible. It was mixed. But again, Costco's your best retailer. Walmart's your best retailer. You want to be in the retail sector. Palantir's up 1%. Qualcomm is up 1%. QQQ is up 1.21%. Tesla is up 1.1%. Taiwan Semi is at 4% up. Buy it under $200. Okay, I will have XLK is up 1.1%. I mean, again, the Qs are outpacing, but you want to be in this market. What am I going to do on the newsletter this weekend? I'm going to do my 2025 predictions. I have a full thing. There's about 4 or 5 of them that I'm pretty sure of. I'll probably expand it to about 7 or 8, but it'll be tomorrow's newsletter. So if you have any questions, remember, Trendspider Sale is going on. Don't miss this. There are so many things in Trendspider that I don't use that you should absolutely interject in. The reason I don't use them is not because they're not good. It's because I learned to use this over a period of time with the 4-hour algorithm. And I just said, you know what? It works for me. So my system is my system. Integrating other things into my system, if it enhances it, I do it. But learning Trendspider and learning new things in Trendspider, not my thing. AI training model, I absolutely work on that. I haven't found one that works better than the 4-hour algorithm yet, but I have no doubt in my mind over the next year that AI training model will come up with some type of strategy that will make somebody millions of dollars. So let it be you. You know, the AI trading model, you don't have to even know what you're doing. It is great, and it comes with this advanced tier or the enhanced tier. Doesn't come with the standard tier. That's why I say get one of these two. And if it were me and I didn't know anything about this stuff, I would just spend the extra money and get the advanced. For that price and unlimited one-on-one training, it just makes sense. It really, really does. I mean, you know, idea generation, strategy development, trade timing, system-wide tools, variance testing, custom data feeds, export data. You can't export the data in enhanced. You can export the data in advanced because then you put it into a spreadsheet and you can see exactly when the buys and sells happen. Priority email and chat support. That's all over here. You can call them up. You know, you can't call them up on enhanced. You can just chat. Well, I guess you can call them up on enhanced. You can just chat on the standard. So, but that AI, the bottom two here, unlimited one-on-one training and the AI strategy lab. And again, on every review platform, whether it's the Better Business Bureau, whether it's Chrome, whether it's Google Chrome extension, whether it's the App Store, whether it's Google Play Store, Google, Capterra, and others, it's like a 5-star rating on all of those. So. I hope you stayed around until now, and sorry about the interruptions on everything. But I will talk to you Monday. Okay, see you. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears.